Welcome everyone to another episode of Slasher Scotty. I am your host, Scotty McCoy, and boy, do I have a surprise for all of you. I have on Zoom with me right now Dustin Clingan, and he played Jasper Knight in Amityville Shark House and Rich Raptor in Amityville Bigfoot, among other things he's been in. How you doing, Dustin?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Originally, we were scheduled for 8 o'clock, but I have a prior engagement that has to be done at 8 o'clock, and then we switched it to 7 o'clock. And I'm like, well, I got done my errands beforehand a little early, so let's start a little earlier. And you're like, sure, let's do it. And here we are.
Great. Glad to be here. It's awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I'm glad to have you here. So the first question I do got for you: how did you get your start into acting?
I got my start literally. I started getting into it in Florida actually in 2004, and I just kind of started doing commercials, and I did a couple of small films that are I don't I'm not very proud of, but they're okay. They're known. I did one with Paris Hilton, which is pretty cool. That's really how I got my jump start. And then I just kind of moved to Hollywood and started getting started right away. It just and then decided to go to film school and just kind of took off. But yeah, 2004 is where I first got my started my acting gigs going.
Awesome. Sounds good. So how did you become a part of Amityville Shark House and Amityville Bigfoot?
Shark House. Uh, Sean C. Phillips actually reached out to me and wanted me to be a part of Shark House. I was actually on a set with them on this film called Staycation, and we talked a lot about it. And he wanted me to be a part of it, so thought that was pretty cool. And then eventually, I went to Amityville Karen, and then Bigfoot. Bigfoot's the one with Eric Roberts, which has not came out yet.
Nice.
But yes, those he
Awesome.
reached out to me and wanted me to be a part of. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Eric Roberts, so that's gonna be really cool. I'm a big fan of his Stalked by My Doctor movies.
Yeah, what's really weird that you brought him up is yeah, I just had him in my short film, my last short film, played a doctor.
Nice.
Because I know he plays a lot of doctor roles. I'm like,
Yeah,
well, I gotta have him in there somewhere playing a doctor, and he plays the lead role in it. It's really cool.
that's awesome. That's
He's
really
really
cool.
excited. He's really fun to work with. I really like Eric Roberts.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So, for those that are unaware, what is Amityville Shark House about? Amity Bigfoot about? And also tell us what Amityville Karen is all about.
Shark House is just about it's the whole Enville universe,
Hmm.
it's some scientist something strange happens, and he turns into this shark, half shark human, half shark, and he goes around and kills people, and that's what that one's about.
Nice.
And then Emerald Karen is that one's a little different. That one is she's kind of has this mind twisted. She's kind of a weird psychological kind of character, which Lauren Francesco plays, and she just she's if nothing goes her way, she'll just kill you, kind of thing. Plain and simple, but
Nice.
she's a very hardcore person, character wise,
Nice.
to live with in the house or be around in the house or just be working around the house, which I was a
Hmm.
pool boy, so I was working around the house,
Right.
um, anybody that came in contact with her, either she got rid of you or she kept you around for some reason, for ransom or whatever reason it is. She had it was kind of trippy.
Nice.
Bigfoot. Bigfoot, I really love Bigfoot because Bigfoot, I had a big role in that one. And I was kind of like this YouTuber going around the woods searching for Bigfoot, and I was trying to document everything. And
Hmm.
then all of a sudden, I wake up the next morning and find Bigfoot on me, and he actually kills me.
Nice.
By he takes a crap on me. It's he's this deadly, a goo, whatever it comes out of them. And it's like I have all this crap dumped on my face. It was actually chocolate, right? Maybe
Nice.
mixed with other stuff, but it was dumped on my face to make it look like, Bigfoot crap, right?
Right.
And then it like the what do you call that? It's like the sticky goo. I try ripping off my face like acid, right? Trying to
Yeah.
get off my face, and it looks all disgusting looking. It took like an hour and a half just to get it all off. But yeah, you can see in the film, it looks pretty realistic. It looks pretty good. I actually seen the trailer and some of the cut footage of it. It looks good.
That's awesome. So, how was Sean C. Phillips as a director?
Um, he's good. I mean, every director's different, and he's
Mhm.
just he's different tastes and different things, and he likes to make the movies he likes to make, and he's good at I would say he's good at putting improv skills of character actors to do improv and put it into a film and mix it with the genres he's always loved, which is the 80s, old school 70s, 80s type movies,
Right.
horror slasher films, and bring them out, put them on one. So that's
Mhm.
his taste as a director, and just really he's good at it. I mean,
Yeah.
I couldn't do what he does. I do a different kind of take on directing, and he does really good what he does. That's all I
Nice.
can say.
Yeah, he
Different.
definitely likes the Amityville movies because there's a lot of them out, and I mean, it.
Everybody's making them. Dustin Ferguson made one too. I mean,
Yeah,
they're all making them, and anybody can make them. They can't just use the
it's in
house.
the public domain. Yeah.
Right. So anybody can use that.
Yeah, I just love though that he's not doing like the I guess a typical type of Amityville movies. He's doing different Amityville, like Amityville Karen, Amityville Shark House, Bigfoot.
He put them there his own twist on them and
Hmm.
making them different, bringing these weird, cool characters in there. And that's what makes it more unique.
Yeah,
I've seen other Emerald movies. They're not like his though. You know what
yeah.
I mean? And I think he did very well with what he made on all three of his.
Absolutely. And I mean, we have a lot of like fan films out there and everything, and I'm not knocking them. I love the fan films. I love watching them, and I think it's amazing. But do like that's I guess the Amityville movies are a little different than the fan films. Like it's a little different flavor, flavoring for the genre.
It is, and I do know a couple of big studios have actually picked two of them up. I know Shark House and Bigfoot, but I don't want to give them away because
Mhm.
that's Sean's secret kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, those two are probably going to be the biggest ones. Karen was something very small, I could say, and you could definitely tell it's small budget.
Yeah.
But the other two were very well done.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I love the Karen, Amityville Karen post
A
movie
lot of
poster.
people do. Yeah, it definitely takes me back to the 80s style
Yeah,
movies, and
yeah.
I think Francesca really did a great job doing
Mhm.
playing the character she did.
Right, absolutely, and yeah, and I'm a big fan. I mean, I'm good friends with Julianne Prescott, and she wrote Amityville Karen, which is really cool. I had her on the show before, twice actually, and she did it. She wrote the movie. I can't wait to see like that one, and of course Shark House and Bigfoot. I think they're going to be really good. So regarding them movies, what do you believe was the hardest parts about filming them?
Um, I would say well, I want to start with Bigfoot because Bigfoot with the makeup was just,
Mhm.
I think that was the tough part for me because I mean everybody that even the actor playing Bigfoot wearing
Mhm.
that suit was really hot in there, and wearing that all day throughout all the scenes every day for 7 days must have
Mhm.
been horrific.
Yeah.
And then for me, and I know for other people, the makeup was just, not makeup, but the makeup of what goes into the poop that was made for me.
Right.
I had to get all that off me.
Mhm.
And all the work that went into Bigfoot alone, even Eric Roberts, he did a
Mhm.
wonderful job. Laura
Yeah.
Linklater did amazing. It's just what all the work went into Bigfoot. I think
Mhm.
Bigfoot is the best Sean Sequel movie to date. I can
Nice.
even say that he can probably even admit it himself.
Mhm.
And then I know Shark House. Shark House is more of I think a more personal,
Mhm.
meaningful film for me because of the people I've met and that are more like family now to
Mhm.
me. And that I don't regret ever doing,
Yeah.
even though my role is so small. I really liked
Hmm.
what the how everything went on Shark House.
Nice.
The people you meet, the type of the work that went into it,
Hmm.
the just the creativity of it was really good. Editing's really well done.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty cinematic. If you ever seen the trailer of it, or I don't, whenever it comes out, it looks
Hmm.
pretty good.
Nice. Nice. That's awesome. So what do you believe is the most challenging part in being an actor?
I think getting to know your character when you read it, you just kind of like
Hmm.
try to get into it and figure out how to relate to it and somehow or bring out the
Yeah.
character in your own taste and your own um way of seeing it,
Hmm.
and just really get to know the character himself and or whatever character you play
Hmm.
and just make it your own and go with it.
Yeah.
um for me as an actor, it's just making it believable, you
Yeah.
know and it takes a lot of rehearsing. It takes a lot of craft. Just I did acting in college, and it's just you kind of learn so many different things. Like for me, Bigfoot was challenging because I didn't play myself. I played a character that was like, I played an autistic YouTuber, believe it or not, and I really had to have it with a specific accent, a certain way,
Yeah.
and I had it down to a point where when I walked on set and started going, doing my thing, they were all like, "Wow, this guy's great,"
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
very talented. Like, I mean, literally, you just have to dig into the character and just kind of play it.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with me and Bigfoot. Shark House
Hmm.
is very small, but you can tell when you watch Shark House, I really got into character. I'm like one of those method actors. Once I get into
Hmm.
character, I stay in character until I'm done, you know?
Nice, nice. Yeah. So when does Shark House, Bigfoot, and Karen, when are they all going to be coming out? And
Karen,
like,
yeah, the answer to your question on that, Karen's actually already out.
okay.
I know you can buy it on Amazon and,
Hmm.
I know SRS Cinema's websites.
Okay.
But I believe the other two, Bigfoot and Shark House, I think they should be coming out next year.
Okay.
Because they do not have a release date. They should, if they're not coming out 2 months from now, they're definitely coming out next year, which I
Awesome.
believe they are coming out in 2023, due to the studio's releases, there's no specific set date yet, but I would say
Okay.
2020.
Nice. Do you know have an idea where if somebody wants to watch those next year when they come out, where they'll be available?
Uh, I would say maybe I'm gonna say maybe a good guess Hulu's, Voodoo, or possibly
Like
even
the streaming services and
yeah,
that.
streaming services. It could be anywhere, really.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
studio thing. I don't know where it's exactly released, but that's just my guess.
Yeah, streaming services are like is taking, the world by storm. Like, cable is so expensive and streaming is just jumping right in there. And I mean, everything is going to be streaming eventually. And I mean, especially for indie filmmakers, streaming is a godsend, especially places like Amazon and Tubi and Freevee
Yeah.
and Vudu and all those different streaming platforms. They really help the independent filmmakers, with getting a little bit of money back from what they put into making the movies because it's not cheap.
Yeah, and I notice a lot of those type of movies in general, like those two, I would say they're pretty much like Voodoo status. Have you ever been on Voodoo?
I
They have
have.
a lot of those, low budget indie horror films on there.
Yep.
That's where a lot of them usually end up at.
Yep.
Uh, but yes, I would say sometime next year, just look for it on streaming services, maybe Amazon
Awesome.
if you're looking to purchase it or Walmart. But
Awesome.
yeah, it's going to be released next year, I believe.
Awesome. That's great. So the last question I do got for you, do you have anything at all that you would like to promote to the listening viewing audience, whether it's projects, social media accounts, websites, or anything else at all?
Oh wow. I do have a big movie coming out next. Well, we're making it next year. I'm directing
Mhm.
it and acting in it. It's called Abaddon the King the Locust, and that is actually going to be a very very big movie, possibly even a theatrical release in theaters at this
Awesome.
point. I have Alan Hallworth, who's the composer for like Halloween 1, 2, 3, 4,
Nice.
and 5. I'm possibly going to have Dean Cooney, who was the cinematographer for Halloween 1, 2, and 3,
Nice.
and the Back to the Future films in Jurassic Park. And then we have some good actors coming on board, although we cannot release their names yet because they have not. Even though they're, we have talks, we just don't have the official contract yet.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a big film. Abaddon, the King of Locusts. It's going to be made next year, probably coming out in 2024. And then I'm working on a few other ones are coming out. Going to be made next year as well, probably coming out 2024. So nothing too early, but they're going to be
Right.
coming out in a few years.
Absolutely. And if anybody comes across this interview, say a year from now, and they want to see what you're up to or
Yeah,
what the status is of those movies, just check out your IMDb.
IMDb. Yep, my IMDb. Yep, IMDb. We also have a Instagram account for Abaddon,
Okay.
the King of Locusts, and a Facebook account.
Awesome.
And we also have we're on Twitter and the new one. What's the new one out there? Everybody's on
TikTok.
TikTok. TikTok.
Yep.
So
Yep. Awesome.
and yeah, and then I'm also on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter as well. So
Awesome. Sounds like a plan. Well, I thank you so much, Dustin, for accommodating me for the hour earlier interview, and it was a lot of fun. I'm so glad we got to make this happen.
yeah, thanks for having me. It's been my pleasure.
Awesome. You have a great rest of your night.
Thank you. You
All
too.
right. Yep. Bye.
Bye.